Yeah, I'm gonna start talking about Eurofurrence now. It's gonna be my 2025 recap for Eurofurrence 29. Yes, I didn't take very many pictures because I basically only took pictures during the last day. Because I was I was busy having fun, honestly. Honestly, that's what was happening. So yeah, let's see. Overall, so there's two parts to this recap that I want to talk about. I want to talk about the overarching, like kind of like what I did overall, and then specifically you can ask me questions. And there's like tons of tiny little things that I did throughout the week that are cool and whatever that I'll probably have forgotten, right? So, for example, to start with the overall, how did it go? So I, going into the convention, was like, I was not looking forward to it, right? I didn't expect to have a good time. I sort of didn't even make the decision to go until like a few days before. You'll lurk for now, but have a good rest of your stream, Nath. Of course, Sato. You have a good rest, and thank you so much for the raid. So last year the convention didn't go great for me because I didn't make any plans. The one thing that you're sort of like meant to do in preparation for these conventions is make plans to meet with at least some person, right? And like have one friend to lean on and hang out with. And I didn't have any, right? Last year. I just kind of like winged it. And so I didn't really have a good time. The metric by which you know your convention is going good or bad is by how much time you're basically spending doing nothing. And last year it was the whole time, right? The whole time I was basically just like hanging out, listening to music from one of the venues or whatever, and drawing and just like keeping to myself, and that was boring and bad, right? What you want to be doing during a convention is hanging out with people, talking to people, like cuddling if possible, you know, going to panels and events and going out for food and things like that. And so last year I did basically like none of that, right? I maybe went to some panels. That's incorrect. Last year I went to a couple of really, really, really good panels, and those were basically the two of the three highlights that I had for the convention. I went to it was three panels. It was something I went to a panel, the TF meet and greet, where I met some cool people. I went to a Bara game show panel. And then I went to the Life of a Nazi Folk Artist panel. Both of those last two were run by Dream and Nightmare. And I had a good time. I got to meet a couple of really, really, really cool artists at those panels too. And then the last really cool thing that happened was I got to like have a really good chat with Warris, who went to the convention. And those were the highlights, but overall it was kind of like, it was pretty meh, right? It was pretty meh. And so I would give like my go last year like 5 out of 10. This year was probably like a 9 or 10 out of 10. It was great. It was I mean, honestly speaking, I should probably maybe give it an 8 rating, because like not all, like there's 2 or 3 very obvious things that could have gone better that I didn't do. That would have made my experience like a quadrillion times worse. I mean, better. But I still had a blast. I still had a really good time, right? Because unlike last year where I made no plans to meet anyone, this year I made plans to meet one person, and that literally carried me the entire time. I sent out a couple of messages, you know, on I put an announcement on Blue Sky and an announcement on my Discord being like, if anyone's going to Eurofurrence, please find me and help me, because I will be alone and having a bad time. And so much so that because I didn't have very many plans almost up to the date of the con, I wasn't really thinking, like I had a hotel booked, which I could cancel like a couple days before the convention, and I had a flight that I couldn't unbook, so it was like $500 for the flight the trip to and from, and then the con ticket, which I also bought like a few days prior. Like when I made the decision to go, that's when I bought the ticket. I mean, I bought the ticket like a week or two before, so it was pretty like near the date. And Vince Wolf was the person who reached out to me and was like, yeah, we should hang out. And like I then so when we got to the convention, I met up with him and like his friends, and I hung out with his friends and him for basically the entirety of the convention. And I went to panels either alone or with them, and when I like ended the panels, we would like meet again and hang out. It was great. That's literally the optimal like way to do it. Like you're always with someone doing something, right? That's the goal, right? I also made a fursuit, like you could see here, right? The one that I made here. I went with the fursuit. I also made one last year, but the one last year looks like it looks really bad. And this one looks cute, right? This one looks really cute. And I basically wore it the entire time, and that is another big reason why I had a super huge blast. It was really fun. I had made plans to make the fursuit head, a tail, and paws, and I had going into the convention, I had the tail and the head ready and done, right? But I didn't have the hand paws done at all, so I took basically like a little sewing kit and all the little fur bits that I needed for the hands, and I just sewed there. So I got there on Tuesday, and the convention starts on Wednesday, and it ends on Saturday, and I came back on Sunday morning. So technically Saturday night is when I left. For Tuesday, I got there kind of late. I spent the night there sewing, and cutting fur and stuff. On Wednesday, I basically did the registry. I had to enroll in my school online and it had to be the time for me to enroll was during the registration, so I got there like really late. Hi, Jared.
Hi.
How was your work?
Good.
I'm doing my Eurofurence recap, and I wanted you to be here so you could ask questions and listen. And that's sort of like why I contacted you. That's basically it. Applying for school in the degenerate line. No. So I stayed at my hotel room to take care of my enrollment in school first, so that I could and then go to line like without any issues. So except the line opened at like 9, and the enrollment process opened at like 10 or something. So I had to stay in the hotel basically like all morning taking care of that. And while I waited for stuff, I sewed. And then and so last year and the year before, I stayed in line for like 2 hours each, right? I stayed in line for like a long fucking time. This year, my line took like 20 minutes, 30 minutes tops. It was really good. I was like, oh my god, this is great. And I went to line with my fursuit head too, and that's how Vince saw me. And then like went up to me and was like, yo, and I was like, and then I started immediately talking with him. So it was like a sequence of like pretty good events where like I spent Tuesday sewing, and and then Wednesday morning I spent at the like doing my enrollment process and then registering, and immediately I met up with Vince and all his friends, and so it was like and then like from then on I just like hang out with them. I eventually like went to get my sewing supplies so I could like sew there at the convention. Is really whatever. And so because of that, most of my free time on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday I just spent sewing my hands.
Sewing what?
My hands, because like I had my fursuit head, but I only had the fur and sewing supplies for the hands, because like on Friday it was gonna be the fursuit parade, where all the fursuits go. And I didn't know how that this was my opinion that this was going to be my opinion, but there's different types of fursuiting. You could just have your like in order of importance. It goes the head is the most important. Then you can have your tail, I think, or your hands. They're a little bit interchangeable. Then like feet, and then like pants and your upper like body, right? That's like in order of importance, right? And so there's different levels of partialing, right? So you can have a partial fursuit, means you're not completely suited, right?
Okay.
So for Monday and no, not for Monday, for Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, I basically partialed, right? I just had my head and tail, and I didn't have and I like wore a t-shirt and I didn't have any paws. It was super nice and chill, and it didn't really get hot when I put on my hands, and I actually think that covering all of your skin when fursuiting like makes it like look a lot better. Like, I didn't know this was gonna be my opinion, but it does. But it is, right? Like, if you're partialing, you're covering your whole self up. It looks pretty good, right? You can't. I think it looks good, even if it's not a full suit. It looks pretty fine, and evidenced by the fact that like I got okay. One of the biggest reasons why I had such a good time is because I was fursuiting the whole time, almost, right? Whenever I wasn't like sitting down sewing, I was like going around fursuiting. People came up to me and asked for pictures and complimented my fursuit, and like not just okay. The point that I knew that people weren't just like being nice or whatever. It's like a group of children, non-furry children, came up to me and asked for pictures. Children don't have any filters, right? Like, and so they would have just if they thought my suit was ugly, they would not have fucking come up to me like these kids right here. And so they did not think my fursuit was ugly. They thought it was cool or cute or whatever. And so, man, I felt it was great. My ego was so stoked. It was so stroked. I had it was a blast. It made me like it made all the effort I put into the pause like not wasted too, right? I didn't go around asking for hugs and I might until the last day, and honestly I should have. There's a couple of things that I should have done, but yeah. So I hung out with Vince and his friends who were his husband, Grim, or Gran Taurus, Hoagie, who's a Green Dumb, Terry, and the first day that I got there, it was Wednesday. I even got to have lunch with Animus, who I was like, I didn't know that they were friends. Like, yes, correct.
Wow.
I was like, dude, I don't know how to interact with people who I perceive to be of some importance. I try and be as nonchalant as possible, and I think to their dismay, that makes me come off as aloof and uninterested. Which, I mean,
You're so fucking awesome.
Is it better to be like that, or to be like, is it better to be aloof and nonchalant, or like hysterical? I would say probably nonchalant is better. I would say.
No, I'm not hysterical. I just collect them.
You just collect them. Well, that's you who has ulterior motives for stuff.
Then I never let them leave. I go, okay, yeah, well. Have you smelled this rag, sir?
God damn it. Well, yeah, okay, so like during the first day when I was sewing, I think Anima was like doing his like preparation for his dealer's den. And he was gonna sell like traditional sketches or whatever, and he was like, "Give me your persona so that I can make an example, so for people to see what I'm like gonna sell." And he just made me art. He just made me art. I just got like a thing from him for free, and I was like, not only is it from an amazing, incredible artist, like he just gave it to me for free. I was like, oh my god, what the fuck? I was a thing. I was unprepared. Oh wait, I don't have all my pictures. No. Whatever. It's
So
fine.
show the art you got, bro.
Oh, right. It was like, okay, so that happened on the first day. Man, I was like, the convention can only go down from here, but it didn't. It actually didn't. Oh my god, you know. The second day, like I just spent the whole time doing like panels and hanging out and making my fursuit. And then on Friday and Saturday, I spent the whole day like suiting as much as possible to try and, you know, have a good time, which honestly was a good idea. Like I went to some shows. Oh my god. Okay, so some of the highlight shows, okay? The dance competitions, fire. Like always, you know, they're always fucking great. They're always incredible. They're eventually gonna show up on YouTube, and I'm gonna eventually share them with you. I think on the Pause on Fire one, because there's like a dance competition where it's like there's multiple contestants, and the judges judge who is the best, and then at the end they choose who's the best out of like, I don't know, 8 or something. And then there's the dance tournament where it's like freestyle, and there's like dancer versus dancer, and then they dance off, and then the judges say which one is better and who passes on to the next round. On the dance competition, the dance tournament, called Pause on Fire, there was like a first time, like the two finalists, okay, was a super veteran, like person who goes to a bunch of conventions, is a great dancer, has won multiple dance competitions in the past, has juried and was like a jury for the dance competition this year too, and then a person who it was their first time dancing on a stage, it was their first convention, and it was their first fursuit that they made, and they won against the veteran. I was like, what the fuck? By the way, the veteran is like my favorite dancer out of basically all of the ones I've seen. I think there's people that have danced better than him, but like I just like the way he dances. I don't know. Did I dance? I mean, no-ish. No. I'm gonna put that as a no. Although I kind of wish I did. There's some things that I could have done differently to have an even better time, right? Man, but whatever. I don't regret doing the stuff that I did in the order that I did, because the first few days I just spent like sewing and going to panels and hanging out, and so that ended up being good, because like on the last 2 days I just like fursuited the whole time, and I had a blast doing that, right? So yeah. What are other interesting panels that I went to? So yeah, there was a dance. I went to a musical called Milo's Notebook. Milo is a content creator. He's a wholesome. It was really, 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 really fucking cute and wholesome and amazing. And it had me like crying in the theater, like inside my fursuit. Because I also went to the events in fursuit, like a stupid. I don't know. But at the Pause on Fire, I like sat like in the very front, like on the floor. So I'm sure that like when I go watch the video, you're gonna see me like jamming there, like with the fursuit dancers too. It was so fun. Yeah. What other interesting shows did I go to? I didn't go to very many like panels. Yeah, I just didn't have time, or I didn't think they were going to be worth it. You know, it could, like as opposed to like spending my time sewing or spending my time in first doing things, right? I would have gone to the TF meet, but I spent time sewing instead. I would have gone, you know, there were several panels. Okay. All right. And then on the last day, so yeah, on the fursuit parade was on Friday, and on Saturday was the last day. It was the time that I took pictures. So I literally went up to like as many people and asked for hugs and pictures and asked how their convention was going. It was like 2 a.m. I did it for like basically all the evening, all from 6 to 8 till 2 a.m, right, when I left. It was a bunch there were several drunk people, several people who groped me up while I would like took a picture with them. And I was like, damn it, if I had done that like sooner, if I had spent time doing this sooner, I maybe could have like found someone to cuddle. I maybe could have taken advantage of someone who was feeling me up to like take him somewhere, you know. But damn, I didn't end up doing that because yeah, like this guy right here. Hold on, let me take a like this guy. You could you know you could see all the like the different people, right, who were you know who I took pictures with. You just, you know, like side by side or whatever. You can see this guy, this person who I'm exposing, you know, like, you know. And the other person who was like, dude, this guy was just like flirting with me, like very like evidently. He was like, oh, how's your convention? I was like, oh, how's your convention going? Good. How's your night? Oh, it's really good. I got to hug a bunch of like really cute, a bunch of cuties, and I was like, oh my, what as he's like grabbing me and stuff, and I'm like, oh. Well, anyway, have a good rest of your night. And I just left him. Man, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. This is fine. This is fine. I should have cuddled. I know, but I was also like, if this was Saturday, my flight was at 6 a.m, right? And I wasn't gonna sleep. So what was gonna happen is, I was gonna leave at like 3ish in the morning, go to my hotel, or 2 a.m, go to my hotel, pack, shower, and then get a cab, and then go to the hotel, go to the airport like a couple hours before my flight, right? So, and have everything ready. And I did that essentially, but that just meant I kind of didn't like stay until the very end of the convention, you know, which like technically is the following day after the convention ends, because there's a dead dog party or dead dog dance party. You know, another thing. So yeah, things I felt I could have done better. I could have first shooted more and stayed out later into the night and gotten drunk and cuddled people. Right, that's what I should have done. But I didn't have a first shoot for that time, so I'm not gonna like. It's like I didn't have a first shoot, and I literally worked while there to get the first shoot done so I could do it. So it's not like I can be like, oh, it's a decision that I made that I shouldn't have made. No, I did like like to the best of my ability, I did it and it worked out, you know. So that's number one. I should have stayed up later. Number two, I should have like maybe planned meals better or something. It was fine, honestly. I didn't have a huge issue with it. I just kind of like ate whatever. And what else? Oh yeah, I mean, have a full suit. That would have been great. But again, I did the best that I could. Okay. And it was a blast. I mean, yeah. People like went up to me, hugged me, and took pictures, and I got to hang out with Grim. Dude, like Grim, who is Vince's husband or boyfriend, he's such a huge D&D nerd. He's such a huge D&D nerd, right? And so I got to like chat with him a bunch about a bunch of D&D stuff, right? Talked about like, you know, how to run games, like what his game is about, what's gonna happen. He complained about that Barbarian is really bad in 2024, and I was like, yeah, isn't it? Right? It's like, hear me out.
Know, is it?
Yeah. Well, it's fine. It's fine. Look, I was just, you know, there's a discrepancy between and whatever. I chatted him up about D&D, the same type of conversations I have here, which made me feel really like, oh, you know, more people like this and stuff. And we talked about like, I think at one point we were like, oh, if you could run a panel, what would you do? And Graham said, oh, I would run a panel about D&D, because there's like panels about tabletop games, but there's no specifically about D&D. And I thought, I mean, he was like, yeah, I could yap for hours about it. So yeah, and I was like, same, probably. And I was thinking if I could run a panel, because some of my friends went to, some of this group of people went to a panel called building your, like, how to build a fursuit or something, and they just complained about it. They complained about how it wasn't very good, and how, like, my, like, describing how I made my fursuit ended up being better than the panel. So I was like, oh, maybe, you know, shrug. Can I have a picture with, was my picture not here? Oh, right. So out of the people that I knew that were going, that weren't friends of mine, right? So content creators and stuff. I mean, Goldie, I did meet Goldie, thankfully. Oh my god, like at the last day of the convention I found him. I'm pretty sure it was just because he was like busy doing stuff. And not, because I didn't find him. See, if I found him at the very last day. But obviously he was in suit, and people recognize people easier when they're in suit, which is why I had a fursuit the entire time. I went up to him and finally hugged him and stuff. Coda Wolf IRL, who's also really cute, content creator. I went up and hugged, and this guy, probably literally the nicest person that I talked to. Like I've since watched like a couple of people talk about that kind of, like, coming from like a content creator perspective, being like, if you only have like maybe a couple minutes to talk with someone, and this is the only time, and they come to a convention maybe specifically to see you or whatever, you should really try and make their time a good time. And he really, like, chatted me up and flattered me, and was like, oh my god, your suit is so cute, and stuff. And it's like, yeah, that's kind of like, sort of like what you do when you go up to someone. Like, for all these people that I went and took pictures of and with, I went there and I had like a spiel. I was like, hi, can I get a picture and a hug? And how was your convention going? How's your night? Yeah, it's really good. Your fursuit's so cute, kind of thing, right? It's like, I have a whole spiel. And it's like, it's not hard to be nice, and it's not hard to have people have a good time. So, you know, why not? You know, that's what I ended up doing. I saw several other content creators, but I was like, I was too shy to like go up to them, right? I didn't I saw Milo and Max and Jen. Milo, whatever the person who did the musical. Max Fluff and his boyfriend Jen. You know, I saw them and I didn't go take a picture with them. I did take a picture with Widget, which is my favorite dancer, this guy here. Yeah, I saw Ben and I took a picture with him. I don't know why the pictures aren't here. Damn, there's, you know, he's not a celebrity, but he's a person I like and know, or know of, and like, you know, I saw Death Wolf. You know, it's really cool. All right. It was great, and I'm really excited to go again next year. Oh my god! And there's even a furry event happening like in a couple days here, so I'm also excited. Oh, there's also that, dude. I saw exactly one Portuguese furry at the convention, which was Pete Finn. He's a dolphin. I saw him in suit, and you can imagine, and yeah, and I chatted him up and stuff, and you can imagine my surprise when, like, a couple days ago I go to look at the specifics of the event that I'm going to this Saturday, and he's also going. Not only is he also going, it's a bowling like thing, and I guess the teams have been already like assigned, and he's on my team. That's so funny. The one guy. Dude. It's so coincidental, man. I didn't know, you know. All right. So, any questions? Iron Jared Gage Cross.
Sounds fun.
I like how you didn't mention Jared, even though he's the one you asked.
Did I not? I did. I asked 4 people. I said Iron Jared Gage Cross.
Did you get laid?
No. I did not get laid.
See? You're doing these furry convention things wrong.
I also, well, I would, even if I got propositioned, okay, well, Okay. Well, even if I got propositioned, I probably would decline. But I would have wanted to cuddle with people at the very least, and I didn't get to. So, unfortunately, you know. But whatever, it's fine.
I wouldn't have
Settled.
listened if you'd said no.
That's
I know how into non-con you are.
I'm
so
not into non-con.
I'd say
actually.
like, oh, you're into this actually.
You are incorrect, and Jesus.
That's me.
And
Pardon?
Oh, sorry, that's Gage. Yeah, but Gage, you're not non-con because you're constantly a slut. That's not the same thing.
I'm not into. Well, I am into non-con, but not on me. So, anyway, whatever. Okay, so yeah.
Just on me.
So yeah, I didn't get to have sex with anyone, which is fine. I mean, I had a blast. That's one of the few things. That's one of the few things I would have made my con like better. But like, again, I'm not gonna like hold my breath for that. Yeah, you know, it's like it's not necessary for me to have a good time. So, wait, did I not have a picture with? Did I not take a picture with Ben? Did I take a picture with Ben? I have to have taken a picture with Ben. I didn't, or maybe I deleted it, or maybe someone else took that picture. Oh, it might have been someone else who took that picture. Damn it.
Oh, wait.
But yeah. Iron Gauge, no?
You said I wasn't going to say anything.
Alright, that's fine.
what was your favorite, like,
I'm just doing
part?
What was my favorite part?
Yes. I guess even at that point, like, is there anything you do differently, or is it, like, just the ideal experience that you wouldn't have any, like, things you'd want to change about it?
There are things I would have changed about it. As I said, I would have gone out. I was trying to stay up longer and get more drunk and, like, you know, hang out with people then for the opportunity to cuddle. Because, like, that's sort of like what you want, right? You want to be able to cuddle people. Another thing I could have done is I could have gone to the raves. Coda Wolfirel recommended I do so. It was like, oh, it's like a transformative experience. And I did that last year. I did this year. It's like, nah, it's not really my thing. It's not really my thing. But I could have given it like a better try, you know. Did you visit the Artist Alley? Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, at the Artist Alley, I tried to like literally not buy anything, okay? But I kind of half failed. By half failed, I mean I bought like one superfluous item, right? So I bought a coaster that I wasn't planning on buying. I was like, oh, actually that's gonna be useful because my coaster is like fucking like disintegrating because it's made out of paper. And I'm gonna buy a coaster, and I bought a cool coaster. Otherwise, I didn't buy anything that I didn't need at the Artist Alley. I don't think. Did I buy anything that I didn't need? I bought like things that I wanted to have bought even before I went to the convention. I wanted to buy this year's calendar that they made, that the charity made, so to support the charity, and because I thought their calendars were really cool. I wanted to buy a easy cool down vest. So they're like basically like fursuit packs that they fursuit vests that they put like ice packs, but they're not made out of ice. They're made out of like this like oily substance that freezes at a weird temperature. So they stay at that temperature for like a long time, and they can keep you cool while shooting for a long time, right? So there's one that freezes at like 19 degrees Celsius. Oh, well, fuck. What, like, okay, like 50 degrees, 60 degrees, and like 70 degrees, let's say. I don't know, right? And it's like,
Oh, thank you.
okay, you would imagine that like the 70-degree one isn't like any good. That's like not cold. Why would you put that in a vest to keep you cool? Because actually, it's meant to be like against your skin or body, like really tight to you. And your body's obviously like 100 degrees or like whatever the hell the temperature is, 110 degrees. And so having something that's like at 70 or 60 degrees like pressed up against you actually keeps you cool. It keeps you at that temperature, right? So,
Uh-huh.
and so that's one of the things that I wanted to buy, and I did. It was really expensive. I lost my balaclava during the convention.
I almost thought you said you lost your balls.
I also thought he was about to say that. We were on the same wavelength.
No.
Wait, Neff got fixed?
God.
No, he
Anyway.
did not.
I got
That
more
was the,
ruined. Or I wish I
this
would
year.
have gotten more ruined. And so I bought one there. And I also bought fursuit spray for my fursuit. It's basically like a mixture of like ethanol, like isopropyl alcohol and water, and just like something that smells nice for my fursuit to make it smell good. And yeah, that's what I did. And I bought that. And and the convention, this year's convention shirt I also bought because I didn't buy the sponsored stuff. So, you know, I didn't buy like anything that I didn't need. Things that I saw at the Artist Alley that made me like want to grab stuff. Okay, when I went to Animus's thing, I wanted to buy stuff from him because he apparently is now my friend, and I just wanted to give him money, but I ended up not doing that. I wanted to have bought, you know, like stickers, and I wanted to have bought more like fursuit parts, because like I wanted to like not like paws or whatever, but literally like components for fursuits, like a eye blanks or a eye mesh or whatever. Like I saw some of that stuff there, and I ended up not getting it. Other stuff that there was obviously the Nazi Fork area. I saw the only piece of Blythe art or merch that I saw in the entire thing was a Blythe dick insertable, right? So like not a dildo, but basically like a fleshlight of Blythe's cock, right? So a cock that you would fuck. And I was like, this is something I would buy if I was willing to spend the money on it, which I'm not. So damn it. But whatever, you know, it is what it is. I was like, damn, the only thing from Blythe that I found was that. It wasn't even Blythe, it was, you know, how like things can't like sell things that have the exact same name, right? Like these indie companies, independent creators can't sell like things with the name from a character from a company. So for example, Huffaroma's.
That's why we have like Paladin Wolf.
Exactly, and Huffaroma, it's called Paladin Wolf or whatever, right? And then here it was called Blade instead of Blythe. That's how people mispronounce his name anyways.
Please tell me it was just spelled with like 1D or something.
Yeah, BLADE.
Oh, I was hoping for BLAID instead of BLAIDD.
Deathwolf, yeah, I saw Deathwolf at the convention. Oh, and I see Terry took was it either Terry or Green took a picture of me, because it was a full moon. By the way, I'm sad there wasn't like a big howl, but whatever, you know. Anyway, yeah, it was great. It was
howl next time.
No, there were several howls. There wasn't just the howl, because like the you know how it was like the meme of like don't a woo fine $350 or whatever. That's like, that meme's a little deep fried, but it started at like Megaplex. Someone started a howl, and the convention center at Megaplex is like just a huge like column, right, where that leads into the hotel. So literally every furry was like a wooing for like several minutes. And I think the convention like complained, or people complained to the convention, and then the convention like asked staff to like make it stop or whatever. So that's where the do not woo fine $350 came from. You look short. I am short. I'm like 5'5". I'm a rat. Why do you think I'm a rat? I'm a rat because I'm small.
I could punt you.
You're small but big in all the right ways.
Correct. I'm actually I'm happy to report that I'm not the twinkiest person there. Like literally probably half of the people there are twinkier than me. So
this is also like the benefit of the fursuit, because then you can like make yourself look more hunky or whatever,
yeah,
if you want to.
I'm tall and can hug you and lift you up. Yes, probably. Well, eventually I'll try and get like weigh a lot more, but still probably able to lift me. Either way. Yeah, what another question that Sage asked earlier was what did I eat at the con? Literally just kind of like whatever. And by whatever, I mean I did try, because like there's the 6-2-1 rule that they very surreptitiously name, right? Where you're supposed to like sleep 6 hours, eat 2 warm meals, and have 1 shower a day. And obviously I showered very religiously, once a day, obviously. Wore plenty of deodorant. Took perfume and sprayed my fursuit with the fursuit spray, right? And was not stinky at all. I didn't sleep 6 hours a night, unfortunately. Several hours. I tried, but for the record, I like set a period of time for me to sleep, but I just like woke up because like the room like had the curtains were kind of like lousy and stuff. And I didn't, but whatever. I slept like close to 6 hours. I slept like 5.5 or 4, almost 5 and 6 several days. I wasn't like too tired during the day, and I stayed up for like plenty long. So I still like I still was like well rested enough. The meals were the thing that were like a little bit more sus. I didn't go to restaurants and stuff. There was like some food stands there, and I basically ate like a combination of like, there was like a little convenience store nearby, and I just had like sandwiches from that convenience store. I had McDonald's a couple times from the McDonald's that's also nearby, and food from the food stands a handful of times. So I did eat like 2 meals a day at the very least, but it wasn't like, you know, anything too special. And I did, again, I only went to a restaurant once, and honestly, I had like way better food than I had at the stands. That was like more expensive, right? I went to like an Asian, like Vietnamese place with Grim and Annie and Vince, and that was for the dinner that I had, and it was great. Or the meal, the restaurant visit that I had, and it was great. Other things that are interesting that happened. I saw a rat at the convention, like an actual like real like animal rat, when I was heading to my hotel, like when I was passing through the subway station, and I was like, oh my god, this is like a good omen. I'm like, yes. And it was a good omen. I like was having a great convention at the time, and it kept going well. So, what else? What are other interesting things that happened? Oh, so something that I was like, okay, you might, if you've been watching my streams, you might be aware that I was practicing a song to sing at the karaoke, right? Like I was practicing "Zombie Boy" by Lady Gaga, but like singing it like slightly furrier. And they didn't have the song at the karaoke. They didn't have it. I was waiting for an entire year to find. I was practicing it for so long. It's like they didn't have it. I was so upset. I was so upset, especially because the night that happened, my friends went all out to dinner somewhere, right? And they, oh my god, and I was like, no, I can't go because I need to wait for the thing. And then before it even started, they arrived, by the way, which makes it even worse. But then they didn't have the song, so I was like, okay, so I didn't go out to dinner for good food with good friends because I was doing this. And well, whatever. I was really upset. That was one of the things I was like, fuck, no, whatever. I hope they have it next year. You know, I honestly don't know what the conditions are for the guy to have the songs, because I also tried to look up a song from 2014, 2016-ish. That was like a Portuguese song, and they didn't have it either. So I was like, okay, well, maybe it's just something that you have to like ask for the song to be put there like in advance or something. But yeah, that was mostly it. I don't know. It was great. I'm really excited to go again. I'm really excited to go to the convention this upcoming. It's not a convention. It's a fur meet. The fur meet this upcoming Saturday in a couple days. It was really nice, honestly. All the work that I put in to make the fursuit was worth it. I'm glad I decided to go. I wasn't really looking forward to it. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't, because like after last year's experience, it wasn't great. But it was good. It was good. I had a good time. I had a great time.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, is there anything else? Anything else, Sage? Oh, anything else? Anyone else?
I just feel like you've told like so much of the story that I wouldn't even know where to start. I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I didn't visit Hamburg. When I went back to the the last day, there's certain things that I wish I would have attended. Right, I didn't attend the closing ceremony. I wish I would have. I didn't attend the charity concert, or like I didn't attend a couple concerts that I wish I would have. What else? On my way back to the airport, on the taxi driver. Oh, this is something kind of important actually. Because I have to remember for next year, the taxi driver gave me a suggestion for a place to visit in Hamburg. Because I personally don't really like. I really don't like sightseeing. It's not something I do. It's not something I do. When I went to Hamburg, I stayed near the convention center the entire time, inside it or like at my hotel. Right, I basically stayed near the convention center, at the convention center, and I just went back to my hotel to sleep, and that was it. And I like it that way, but there's like certain places in Hamburg that you could like go out to sightsee for, and the taxi driver mentioned a bunch of them, and I was like, okay, yeah, that sounds nice, cool, yeah, sure, sightseeing, yeah, I'll definitely see it next year. However, one of the suggestions actually was kind of good, which was there's apparently like you know how there's like blocks in cities that are like for certain places, like there's Chinatown and Koreatown and Brooklyn and blah 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 in New York. There's like there's apparently like a Portuguese block in Hamburg, right? And that's like, okay, why would I want to go there? I'm Portuguese. I know what the food is like in Portugal, but I could take my friends there. That's a good suggestion. And it's like, okay, it's just like a subway ride over or whatever. So that's not a bad. I could make a reservation and go eat there or whatever. So that's one thing that I'm gonna try and remember for next year. But yeah, it was good. It was good. It was really good. I'm really. This is the first year I got PCD, which is post-con depression, which is just a fancy way of saying that you miss it and that you wish that it hadn't ended and that you could still be there. I was like, man. I really wish I wish I could have used it more time. There was one of the concerts that I missed was Pepper Coyote. He has a song called "See You Next Year," and there's like a part in that song that basically says like, "Oh, let's try to make the night last the rest of our lives." And I'm like, "Yep, that was basically me the last night." I was literally like, "Yeah, let me try and like stay here as long as possible, like hug as many fursuits as possible." Like, go to the dance, like, get drunk and stuff. I ended up not doing most of that. But I did, like, get a bunch of hugs from people. And that's the one thing that I would have changed. The one easier thing that I could have changed is I could have stayed out later and hugged more people until they were drunk enough that they would just, like, take me somewhere. But whatever, It was so good. It was so good. Like, I'm so glad about my fursuit. Yeah, it was great. It was great. The next year, it'll be even better. So, hopefully, yeah. All right, that is it. That was my 2025 Eurofurence experience. You know, it was great. I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see you again next year, Eurofurrence. Like legitimately. All right.